All right, my fellow agents, welcome back. It is I, X7, your agent of Animated Awesome and the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. It is Monday, which means we are going to be talking about the Savage Dragon in his animated form from 1995. Yeah, 1995. Next three episodes here, 04 through 06. These were first broadcast from November 19th, 1995 to December 20th. So there was a little bit of a time frame between between episode 4 and episode 6. However, before we get too much further into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. What do you think about the Savage Dragon? Do you like the character? Do you like the original artwork? Do you like Eric Larson? He seems to be an incredibly decent fellow, I must say. Uh, and what do you think about the show? I'm sure it was not quite the same as the comic book, but then, that rarely is. But I've enjoyed these three episodes, especially the last one, for reasons you'll figure out easily. And just keep watching. The last one's a good one. Like I said, we'd really appreciate it, though. It helps the algorithm. So, having said that, let's roll. So, even with credits, these episodes only run about 20 minutes, which meant USA Network had a lot of time for commercials. But, it's all right. That's the way things are now. So, our first episode 4, is Dragon Smasher. And we've got a sleazy man running for Congress. What a surprise! An unscrupulous congressional candidate. Guess who he's partnered up with? You'll never figure it out. There's his boat or hovercraft. Three unknown um, members of the Vicious Circle are on there. They're after the quantum mechanic discs. Top secret. Top secret. There it is. One tiny little disc. Dragon figures out they're there. This guy shoots, creates a whirlpool, but they save everybody. The congressman there jumps to Dragon's defense. Says he's happy to be that he's part of the law enforcement because he's a law and order candidate. I like Dragon typing on the on the. I'm assuming that's still an electric typewriter because early issues of Zenorama I used that until I started getting a little more savvy with the computer. But even then, it was tricky. Now they're getting summoned in, and there's split head. No, not split head. Double header. Yeah, but they've got the disc, and they make this new giant cyborg, and that's Octopus behind him. And he's called Doubleheader. Had some really dumb name, and even everybody else made fun of it. Octopus made fun of him, so now he's Dragon Smasher, which is a good name, I guess. Kind of reminiscent of the Hulk Smashers. Of course, so is the Savage Dragon, just a little reminiscent of the Incredible Hulk. In fact, the Incredible Hulk had a Savage Hulk comic book, black and white, full size magazine in the, I want to say the 60s, 70s. I don't know. Alex is no slouch with a gun, but it does nothing can stop the old Dragon Smasher. See, these two act like they're a little more than friends. He can spit laser beams, and he seems to be very ill-tempered. But Dragon, just the whole battle's out there, but he gets him. There, it's John. I don't even know. Congressional candidate. I can only see John on there, so we'll call him John. There he's he's stumpifying and pontificating. Looks like the dragon's going to get killed. But now he's interrupted old John's, you know, what do you call those things? Well, he's interrupted it. Dragon's okay. Of course, he's lost a lot of his clothes. Overlord's impressed. But then they come to words, and this guy just threatens Overlord, which they're like, well, you're toast. But he leaves, Dragon goes after him. He leaves these two to kill him, which I don't know. That's if octopus is like an octopus and has his parrot beak there, which has poison in it to turn the food into slushies. He's but the Dragon and Alex have him dead to rights too. So see, they found him, and of course, Dragon's smart enough to realize it's CO2. Bill, it's just like the Blob. You can freeze it, and he destroys the Dragon Smasher. Old John there tries to claim credit for it. Oh, got a little ahead of myself. Octopus threatens apparently to feed Alex to doubleheader. That doesn't work. And then they arrest Joe. And that's the end of the episode. Locomotion. I really should have. I don't actually know who sings the Locomotion song originally. It was a true one-hit wonder. But let's scroll down here. And yes, this is what you can guess. It's about a train. Another, probably, I don't know if he's unscrupulous, but at least the press holds him to account. Oh, they're building a tunnel and Overlord doesn't want it. So Dragon and Alex are racing to the Chicago train station parking because she's going to take a train. She looks a little greener on the gills herself there because he's driving like a lunatic to get her there on time. So she gets on the train and then state prison. Overlord has launched a missile, which launches a smaller missile. Kind of clever. And I don't know. Is that double header? I don't know. It's not open face. Oh, wait, that might be double header. The other guy might be open face. They're just weird. I mean, they're worthy. Some of these guys are worthy of Go Nagai and Devilman and some of the later villains. So now they're warning that Dragon's gotten 3 warnings. So we put on suspension if he gets a third one. Niceman's his new partner while Alex is gone. You know how well that's going to go. And there they are. Mako is there. So at least one, and I don't know who this guy is either. I don't know. Alex realized something's going on. And they say, if you don't give us, I don't know, $1 billion or $10 billion or something, we will crash the plane or the train because the automobile is somewhere else. But they're like, yeah, we got to give them the money. And Dragon's like, no, I'm rescuing Alex. So they go over this. There's the Ultra. Probably has to keep a certain speed or it'll blow up. And this guy is Glue Gun or somebody. I don't know. I just don't know all these characters. Just Mako because they've said his name enough. They end up fighting each other, of course, because some idiot turns out the lights. And this is a cool looking guy. I wish he's got telepathic powers. But yeah, I don't know who he is either. I think the one of the big guys is Basher. He and Mako don't get along. Mako doesn't get along with anyone. Now they put Dragon in charge, and now Niceman has to be nice because he's been bossing Dragon around and trying to arrest him because he's a bigot. He doesn't like freaks. This guy just all of them jump out the window and rather than fight Alex. So, yeah. He tries to hypnotize him or zap him with his mind rays, and Dragon throws him out the window. He doesn't throw Mako out the window, they leave on their own. So now they've got to stop the train or it's going to crash through everything. Dragon has to fight Mako some more and manages to stop it just in time. Although the water, hit the water main or the lake, whatever Lake Chicago is next to. And Mako escapes. Water bursts. They're like, we got to get to the emergency door. You'll shut off the emergency door. And Dragon barely makes it. And they arrest all these guys. Iceman tries to take credit, but the police chief is too smart for that. And then they all laugh at him, at Niceman. And that's the end of that one. And now my favorite one. The She-Dragon shows up. Now, I had to do a little research about She-Dragon. This is a much nicer version because she was a villain originally and killed homeless people in the comic book. But, I don't know who either of these two are. I mean, they all kind of act like Wolverine. This guy looks a little like him or, Blastar. That's who he looks like. I don't know if that's who he's supposed to be, but they're watching them. getting ready to bust him, and they've got another observer, the titular she dragon, and there's the human that they're working for. Now, she rushes out and ruins everything. Doubleheader. I don't even know. Probably wets himself there. She thinks she's doing a great job, and Dragon says, "Go home. You're not a policeman. You're not on the force. You're not an officer. You're ruining our stakeout." Fortunately, they put a tracer on the truck, saves this guy, and then she Dragon shows up again. I mean, I don't know. And so he takes her in. They find the ancient doings. Dun dun dun. It's just a museum. So, and she tags along again. She's got some high heels on, but we do find out who she is. She gives Dragon her sob story as to why she's being such a butt, because she wants revenge for her dad. Her name is Amy Belcher. Poor thing. But she doesn't even say how she got her origin, which is just as well, because it's complicated naturally. Alex gets zapped because Overlord saw She Dragon, so they know they're coming. And she's a big fan of the Savage Dragon. She got changed into a freak to save her life because she had an unknown disease that her father carried on to her late father. But she wants to avenge her father. Off they go, and he's like, "You do what I tell you to do." Mako wants to, use Alex. I don't even know what he wants to use her for. Amy was a top gymnast, so now that she's got super strength and very much the same sort of powers, above average agility, bulletproof skin, and she gets more as the comic book goes on, of course. So Alex wants to play the Diddley. No, wait. The game where they. I want to say the deadliest game, but where they hunt the hunter lets the victim try to get away. That game, the movie. It's the one Fay Ray was in before King Kong, actually about the same time, because they use the same sets. Most Dangerous Game. That's it. I knew it was a game of some kind. And he's not supposed to, but he just does whatever he wants, which is why he gets into trouble with the Overlord. He corners her like 3 times and she gets away. I just thought this was funny. So Alex is one smart cookie and one very she can think for herself and adapt. And these two get captured. Guess who by? She uses a taser to zap Mako in the water, but then falls over. Dragon gives him the old heave ho, and Amy goes after the Overlord, and tells him who she is, and she wants to kill him. She's crying. It's the Academy Award winning sequence, and he's just too fast for her. But Dragon gets to punch him at least and says, "You can't do it. That's not what your dad would have wanted, and we'd have to arrest you." But now the countdown, the computer is going to blow up. Well, actually, this is going to give him, that's her dad's work, and it's going to give them all their secrets. But they stop it. No, but Overlord sets the computer to explode in 20 seconds. She Dragon saves Alex and Dragon and grabs her dad's work. Place blows up. They think she's dead, but they get a call. And there she is. She's a big fan. And they wave, and Alex has been calling him He Dragon the whole time. So that's cute. I mean, these two they have good chemistry. The voice actors have good chemistry. That would be Jim Cummings and Kath Soucie, Tiny Toon little Fifi LaFume and Lola Bunny and Linka and Captain Planet and Minx and Gem. He was truly outrageous, I guess. And that's our episode. So, as you can tell, tomorrow we've got a monster movie come up, a horror movie, really. It's not really a monster movie. And I have thoughts about it, of course, because I always do. And so we're going to watch Matango, or as AITV called it, Attack of the Mushroom People. So, until our next assignment, my fellow agents, I am X7, signing off and phasing out.
7 young people shipwrecked on a mysterious island. The island was deserted. Not even birds or animals dared to come here. What did they find?
Hey! Hey!
Seaweed, fish, and turtles' eggs. Anything we can eat, as well as snakes and lizards.
Just let me finish. There's a lot of grass growing around here. You can eat the roots. You can eat the roots of a lot of plants here. You never thought of that, did you?
They were driven to the edge of starvation. Food was scarce, and they were forbidden to eat the mushrooms that grew on the island. Fear and hunger turned them against each other.
I'll kill you.
But Tango will help me live.
I haven't been hungry since I left the ship.
Mamie. Oh, help me. Help me.
Please. Can't we eat the mushrooms now?
That would really be the end of us.
Akiko!
Look out! Oh, look out!
Matungo, the horrible mushrooms. Matungo, the vegetable monster. Can they escape the dreaded Matungo? You'll find out when you see Matungo.